So you saw my video last night, probably. Q says things are getting really nice, real interesting out there. Maybe some indictments this year, sounding pretty good to me. If you ask me. Maybe it's so via Greg Hunter's USAWatchdog.com through Zero Hedge. He had what's his name? Kevin Shipp on. Former CIA spook Eric Holder just revealed that the deep state is running scared. Yes, they are. Remember the email, Hillary Clinton email. That bastard better not win. If he wins, we're all going to hang. You better fix this shit, according to, that was the Hillary email. Remember that? WikiLeaks produced that. And I think it was her to Podesta, if I recall. You got to understand this whole impeachment thing. I've said this before, but just really think about this. This was a criminal enterprise. I'm not just saying now, oh, you don't like Democrats. No, this was a criminal enterprise with Republicans attached to it, by the way. Unfortunately, mostly Democrats, but yes, absolutely, there were Democrats. John McStain, Elijah Cummings, several others. Former Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan. Oh, I'm stepping down. I'm not going to run. He took the plea deal, basically. Trump's pleaded with him, you're going to step down, and if you're lucky, we'll leave you alone when the time comes. Oh, okay, yes, sir. Stepping down. And some other Republicans. But Eric Holder just came out running his mouth. The guy in charge of Operation Fast and Furious with Agent Terry Carter, I think was his name, killed, drugs running, guns running, all this stuff. Yeah, that Eric Holder. Former CIA officer and counterintelligence expert Kevin Shipp says that the former Obama administration, Attorney General Eric Holder gave a big deep state panic signal when he wrote in an op-ed last week in the Washington Post trashing current AG William Barr and his top prosecutor John Durham. Shipp explains, this is very significant. We all remember that Holder was Obama's right-hand man. Eric Holder was Barack Obama's enforcer. The fact that Holder comes out this quickly after the Inspector General Horowitz report comes out and makes this veiled threat against Durham's reputation. The fact that Eric Holder came out and made this statement is a clear indication to me that they are running scared. We have to understand it was Eric Holder that Barack Obama used to target the heads of corporations that spoke out publicly about Barack Obama. We know Holder was held in contempt of Congress. He spied on AP reporters, ran guns and drug cartels, and blackmailed out the information. Which he did, or he ran guns to drug cartels and blacked out the information. He spied on over 100 journalists, and on we go. They, the deep state, are convinced there are going to be indictments. Secondly, there is AG Barr's outrage over Inspector General Horowitz's report and what it did not do. He made statements that there was spying and actions by government officials that need to be criminally looked into. Barr's outrage over this shows me that there are going to be indictments and that he is taking this seriously. Again, when Holder comes out and puts out this bombshell in the Washington Post, more like the Washington Compost, which is another indication that indictments are coming. John Brennan, former Obama administration CIA director, is going to be at the top of the list, he said. Shipp says during the entire Trump presidency, the mainstream media has operated as a propaganda arm of the deep state and the Democrats. Shipp contends they put these stories out intentionally because they are creating their own story. And that is what the propaganda mainstream media does. It creates its own story. They want to frame their latest story that there really wasn't any spying on Trump. That's what FISA warrants and applications are all about. They're all about spying. Shipp thinks that this will be a big nail in the coffin of the mainstream media. He says the mainstream media will never come back from this because finally through shows like this and others, the real information is coming out as to what the mainstream media has done At the top of that list is the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN, and MSNBC. What they did is they created the Russia collusion story as if it was reality, as if it was real. That is part of the procedure in doing this. Then they invented the evidence, and that was the Steele dossier. They portrayed this as evidence to create this false narrative. Then they sent this story out to each outlet and all repeat the same story over and over and over again, knowing that the more they repeat it, the more people were going to believe it. Then the FBI leaked information to the mainstream media. The FBI took that information, leaked to the media, and used their stories as evidence. Brennan leaked the dossier to the mainstream media as part of this whole machine. Schiff says the hoax of Russia collusion and the impeachment sham of President Trump is distracting us from other very big problems, such as the extreme debt the country and the world is facing. And on that, he says, Trump inherited a financial monster that was not his doing. When he was sworn into office, it already existed. It is very serious. And I think now, or very soon, the U.S. government will not be able to afford the interest on the national debt, much less paying off the debt itself. It is reported that central banks are buying record amounts of gold. And even Goldman Sachs is telling its clients to buy the yellow metal. And Schiff says, this is a solid indicator that we are headed for the financial rapids, with Goldman Sachs especially. Goldman Sachs is a global bank, and it's one of the main banks in the United States. The fact that Sachs and others are building up gold reserves is a clear indication that they expect a financial downturn, to put it mildly. That is coming. And he says, join Greg Hunter as he goes one-on-one with former CIA officer and whistleblower Kevin Schiff. There's a video at the link at the bottom to Greg's video. And if you want to donate to usawatchdog.com, you can click that link below it as well. So you remember that video I did a few days ago about this little thing with gold? There's these numbers, but then there's these other numbers that haven't been accounted for. Someone's buying up tons and tons and tons of gold that's been going on since 2016. It's billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars. And what's happening? It's kind of off the books, but it's like, where's this gold coming from? Then I said in that same video, I think, oh, by the way, there's this little country called whatever, was it Slovakia? Something. Top politician, we need to, guys, I think we need to bring our gold back. I think it's time to bring our gold back and hold it in our own vaults. Our allies, they said, even our allies, I don't think we can trust right now with our gold. Even our allies, I think we need to bring it back here. And I made the comment, oh, remember when Venezuela, under Maduro, what's Maduro? Nicolas Maduro, wasn't it Maduro? We want our gold back. Guys go back, their dollar tanks, and he has to sell the gold right back to the elite. So he got his cash and then got rid of the gold again, right back to him. Of course, the elite preferred to just have his gold, use it temporarily, sell it to 15 different people who don't know that each of them is borrowing it, on paper at least, and then, making their interest off it. No one's looking. Okay, oh, he wants his gold back. Damn it. We had a good thing going. We got to give him his gold back now. But we've already lent it out to 15 different people. They don't know that. It's just on paper. Don't worry about it. We'll have to get back. And we're going to make that little bastard pay. We're going to screw him over on his currency. He's going to sell it right back to us with more paper money that we created nothing. All right, that's fine. Go ahead. And they did it. They destroyed the economy. Well, it's socialism. It's socialism. Oh, socialism is part of it. But I find it very interesting that it lasted a long time until he wanted his gold back. Got his gold back. He instantly died of a fast-moving cancer. Sell the gold first. I'm out of here. Whoa. Now they got the other guy, whatever the hell his name is, I can't remember now, in charge in an absolute nightmare over there in Venezuela. So, about that gold. Remember all of those times I kept telling you, I just could not relinquish my silver. Litecoin under $99, $100. I was like, I'm going to get some. I'll sell a little bit of silver. That's cheap Litecoin. Did it hit $39 today? Did Litecoin hit $39 today? I think it did. Litecoin. $40.39. Yes, it did. Everything kind of dropped. Bitcoin got down to 6,900. Ethereum dropped down to 133. Bitcoin Cash down to 197, again under $200. The charts look the same for every single one of them. Spiked down and they're sitting there. I'm, by the way, reading a few things on that. There's cases being made that we're bottoming. That 7,000 range for Bitcoin, we've bottomed. Between 40 to 45 or so dollars, Litecoin, that was bottoming. Okay, hit 39, whatever. Maybe got it sliver lower than that, whatever. But there's other cases. Again, we can go down further, and they make cases for that too. The technical guys. Nobody, truth be told, nobody effing knows. But when one of them gets it right, I told you my chart. Okay, good for you. You got one right. What about the last 3 you got wrong? Oh, okay. Me and my what do you think's gonna happen? It could go either way. This is crypto. I'll tell you again, my mom thinks, no, we're not going to be crashing down like we did last December and January, where it just freaking dumped and puked. She goes, I think if we're either going up, and it will stay up, or it'll already be up and just kind of stay there. But it's not going to do this big crash thing like we saw in December and January of the last two plus years. Remains to be seen, doesn't it? It's December. It's middle of December. Market's down. I mean, it's down a little bit. This wasn't a big crash. We're down to 7,000, but I mean, it was just 7,000 not that long ago. So again, we get back down to 4,000, 3,000. Mom, you got some splaining to do, bruh. So, not that it matters anyway. She said, I'm just gonna make this prediction and throw it out there. See, she goes, I just don't think it's gonna happen this time. That's what all I'm saying. Okay, fine, we'll see. Remember, Penny Kelly, on the other hand, I think we're going down pretty hard. And her numbers were somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000, happening soon, between, I think, December and January. And then it got better going on through 2020, a lot better, actually. As we got to the middle or so of 2020, it got a lot better for crypto. And she goes, it looked like it just kept going, but that was the last thing I could see. Okay, whatever. I was talking to Frank about it today. You can see the stuff in getting put in place, crypto, blockchain. I don't care if I have to wait a few more years. It doesn't matter. I never got into this stuff to wait 2 years, 3 years maximum. I'm out. No. Stuff takes time, And if it happened faster, sure. I hit my numbers. Okay, I'm out. Well, fine. And again, when I'm out, I'm not fully out. I always leave a little bit behind. Because imagine saying, oh my God, I left 10% behind, cashed out, made my millions. Let's say, we got crazy. Made my millions, man. But I held on to my 10% for the next 5 years. Just because. Who cares? And they got so high that I sold my 10% and made the exact same amount that I made when I sold the 90%. Because it was 5 years later and the prices kept going up. Like, could you imagine that? That's why I always said, when you unload something, leave a little bit behind. Just because. For that potential factor there. Not to say that that's going to continue going, for sure, but it has happened. So, anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Take care.